Welcome to the official press conference for Tezos, Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This event is going down Sunday, August 7th at 8 o'clock Central Time from the Sports Academy at the Star here in Frisco, Texas. The tickets have been sold out for a long time. You can watch it all on FloGrappling.com. The first two matches, the prelims, available on our YouTube. The first prelim of the evening, joining me on my left, Diogo, the baby shark, Reis. On my right, Esteban, the giant slayer, Martinez. So, Diogo, I think one question people will have, why don't you tell the fans at home, how do you get the nickname Baby Shark?
It's a long history. When I was living in Abu Dhabi, one Arabic guy called me Baby Shark in the training, and then everybody start to call me Baby Shark.
Esteban, so this is what, your third, fourth time on Who's Number One? How you feeling going into this match?
I'm feeling good going into the match. I'm excited to get a match with Baby Shark.
All right, let's kick it over to the fan questions. Got Connor Joshin over there with the YouTube chat. We got any questions for these guys?
We do have a few questions. Just for the audience watching on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to drop any questions you have for the athletes in the YouTube chat. We'll try and field as many of them as we can. First off, I wanted to field one to Diogo. Esteban may be one of the most difficult competitors on Who's Number One to actually get the finish on. So far, no one's been able to do it. What do you think about his style? How do you think you could get the submission, and what kind of finish would you even be looking for?
So Esteban is a great opponent. Everybody is talking about it's very hard to submit him because he have short legs, short arms. But I think I have to attack the neck.
What do you think about that? You said you got short arms, short legs, he's got to attack your neck. What do you think about that, Esteban?
I think he's right.
So you think you can't be tapped on the arms and the legs?
No.
What about you? I mean, Mikey got on his back, he couldn't finish him. What are you going to do different?
I don't know, but I think I'm more strong than Mike, so I think I can submit.
All right, Connor, we got any other questions for these guys?
Yep, we have one more, but first off, Michael Sears, I don't know if you've seen this. Esteban, can you show them the wrist thing?
Yeah, they just can't wrist lock me.
Yeah, also impervious to wrist lock, so I wanted to show the fans that. Actually, Esteban, question for you. I wanted to know who you thought was your toughest Who's Number One competition so far, and is Diogo the next level up? Is he the new hardest?
Yeah, Mikey was my toughest one. Mikey was the toughest, and I believe Diogo is probably going to be even a tougher match than that. So,
awesome. Thank you, guys. That's what we got.
All right, before we get going, Diogo, anything you want to say to the fans?
Just want to say, don't forget to watch all the fights on FloGrappling, because this will be the biggest event of the world.
It's going to be what?
The best event.
Okay, all right. Esteban, you got anything to say before we get going?
thank you for everybody for having me. So I'm excited.
All right, up next we will have Fabian Ramirez and Fabricio Andrey next. Thanks.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the official press conference for Tezos, Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This will be your second prelim of the evening, available free on the FloGrappling YouTube. On my left, we have Fabricio, the Hokage Andrey, ADCC Trials winner. On my right, from Who's Next, Fabian Ramirez. First off, Fabian, this will be your third time competing with us if you count the Who's Next matches. How you feeling going into this one?
I feel great. I feel very confident. I had a great training camp, and my cut was easy as hell, so I'm ready to put on a show tomorrow.
Fabricio, so this is your Who's Number One debut, your ADCC Trials winner, but how you feeling going into this match?
I feel great. Thanks so much for the opportunity. And tomorrow, Hokage in action.
So, Fabian, what do you think about Fabricio? I'm sure you've seen his matches from ADCC Trials and stuff. How do you think you match up with him?
I think this was a great matchup. I'm really defensively sound. Not to say that he's going to be attacking me the whole time or anything, but I feel like I'm going to be able to, reverse some of the offensive cycles and stuff and get a really good match going. We're going to be in there toe to toe, like getting after it. So I can't wait. I love this matchup.
How about you, Fabricio? Have you studied Fabian at all, and how do you think you match up with him in this match?
I'm studied just a little bit. I see have attacks in heel hook, and I'm gonna defend and try to submit him.
I saw that Diogo submitted you with the heel hook, so I was like, I'm looking for that, bro.
Diogo is Diogo.
Yeah.
You is Fabian.
It's true. It's true. Maybe it'll come quicker.
All right, let's kick it over to Connor with the YouTube chat. We got any questions for these guys?
We actually do. First one I wanted to field to you, Fabian. You just recently had your first match on Who's Number One. Can you tell us a little bit about that, what it was like, and how do you feel more prepared going into your second match?
So that match was a 15-minute match, and I think the experience of having those 15-minute matches like on a big stage, like you can't replicate that. You can't you can't do that in the gym or anything like that. So I think just like taking the experience of knowing that I could go 15 minutes, really put on the pace for 15 minutes is going to be like a real confidence booster going into here. So I love having that experience going into this match.
Awesome. And we have one for Fabricio. I think before ADCC trials, it was probably IBJJF Worlds that really put your name on everyone's map as far as the black belt goes. You submitted Shane Jamil Hill Taylor in the finals, and it was a beautiful finish. Since that moment, what's your jiu-jitsu progression been like? Has there been a little bit of a change in mindset? And how did that kind of propel you on to this winning streak you seem to kind of be going on?
We need to change. It's a new session for me. No gi is a lot of difference with gi, and we're training in Manaus 24 hours per day, and that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That's what we got from the fans.
All right, this will be your second prelim. This will be the last match free on the FloGrappling YouTube. All the matches after this will be only available on FloGrappling.com. Up next, we're going to have Jay Rodriguez and Jacob Couch. Thank you.
Ford Stringers, listen to the podcast.
Ouça, valeu. É nóis, cachorro. Pô.
Welcome back to the official press conference for Tezos, Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This will be the first match of the main card, only available on FloGrappling.com. We have J-Rod, the Black Belt Slayer 2.0, Jay Rodriguez, ADCC West Coast Trials champion, going against Jacob Couch, the Hillbilly Hammer, ADCC East Coast Trials bronze medalist. First off, Couch, how you feeling going into this match?
Pretty good, man. It's exciting to go against somebody caliber like J-Rod, caliber athlete like J-Rod, and I know his game. I know he's going to come for the kill. He's not going to stall out. So that's an exciting thing in itself, you know.
Yeah. So Jay, I mean, you had to have known you guys are in the same weight class. You got to meet sooner or later. What are you thinking going into this one?
Like he said, he's always going for the sub. So am I. So it's bound to be an exciting match.
Couch, so like you said, you guys both push the pace, you guys both attack a lot, but where do you think you hold the advantage here? Is there anywhere you think that you're better than him?
I'm taller. Well, that's for sure. I think just the more experience. I've just been on the show more, but I know his game. I know he trains with a lot of people that have ADCC experience, and obviously he won the trials himself, so he knows how to compete, and just more experience, and probably a bit bigger, definitely a bigger head for sure. So I'm going to try to use that to my advantage.
You think you can buggy choke him with that big head?
It's more difficult when they have a thicker neck and big head, you know. But once it's locked in, it's kind of difficult to when you have a bigger head to escape. So we'll see.
So, Jay, Couch talked about your jiu-jitsu. How do you think you match up with him? Where do you think your strengths and weaknesses are against Jacob?
I think it's a tough matchup for me. My last 2 matches that I've lost have been by leg locks, and he's well known for his leg lock game. So it's going to be very tough for me, but we'll see.
So, Couch, you think you got a leg lock advantage here? Is that what you're going to try and do?
Well, I can't really reveal the game plan, right? But I tell you this, I'm going to bring a pack of trolleys, and I'm going to set them in his corner that way. Hopefully,
The distraction.
yeah. If I put him in the corner, see, it's going to be hard for you. It'd be harder for you to buggy choke me at least.
You're right.
Because I got to keep this thing out of the way of that shit.
Let's kick it over to Connor with the chat. Fan questions from the YouTube chat. What are they saying over there, Connor?
Yeah, we actually got a few questions for you guys. Jacob, I think I can start off over with you, but this is going to be a question for both of you. The common denominator when looking at this match seems to be both of your guys' wins over Hunter Colvin. I know, J-Rod, that happened at West Coast Trials in the finals, and you faced off with him at Who's Number One. I would love to hear what you guys thought about the other person's match against Hunter and kind of how you think you stack up against one another.
I think Hunter is obviously a really good competitor, a really great grappler. I think J-Rod had a beautifully executed buggy choke, and that shit looked really fucking tight. So it gives me good awareness of kind of what to look out for, I guess you could say. Yeah, I think J-Rod did really well against Hunter.
Same question, J-Rod.
I don't remember too much from his match with Couch, but was it a triangle or was it? Yeah, it was a triangle. Yeah, he looked fucking strong in that match. So I'm definitely aware of that, and definitely the closed guard and as always the leg entanglements with him. Just to be aware of that.
At 8-3 pack of trolleys for that one. That's why I look so thick.
Cool. I also had a question. I wanted to see what you guys thought about our main event, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena. Who's your picks for the main event?
Gordon.
I think I'm kind of obligated to say that now, though. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Connor?
We get you. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to feel a little better after the Pedro match. You're like, see, you can do that to anybody.
Fuck that guy, man. Fuck that guy, bro. He's too damn good at jiu-jitsu, bro. And he's good looking. It's not even fair. You can't have it all, man. Some people just got it all, you know?
All right, this will be our first match on the main card. Shout out to our sponsor, Tezos, giving out 500 Tez to anybody who gets a submission. Also, our other sponsors, Fat Tire, Swing Mats by Dolomer, and Defense Soap. Up next will be the second match of the main card, Elizabeth Clay and B. Mesquita. Thanks, guys. Thank you. You guys are good until tomorrow. Welcome back to the official press conference with Tezos. Who's number one? Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This will be the second match of the main card. On my left, I have the Lady Goat, Bia Mesquita, ADCC champion. On my right, Elizabeth Clay. So, first off, I'll kick it to you first, Elizabeth. You're going up against a legend here, ADCC champ, won IBJJF Worlds a million times. How do you feel going in this match?
I feel great. This is one of those matches. I think it's like a juvenile blue belt you look at and you're like, that's someone I'm fighting one of these days. And so it's just, working up the ranks, and it's how it goes. It's the hard work paying off.
Yeah, so Bia, what do you know about Elizabeth, and how do you think you match up with her in this match?
Made me feel old now. No, but yeah, that's true. Like, I've been on this game for a while, and I have seen Clay fighting more no gi before, and then I saw her in the gi, but first time I saw her competing was no gi. So I thought, oh, this girl's like, he's coming up, she's getting like good matches, and there we are here now, like ready to go.
So Elizabeth, I mean, obviously you probably consider the big underdog in this match, going up against a legend like Bia. How do you feel about that, and does that motivate you?
I've always been the underdog, so I kind of love it. You know, I did the trials. I was a blue belt. Wasn't supposed to win. Definitely wasn't supposed to even place. So, you know, I like being the underdog. It works for me.
So Bia, you said in your interview that you're excited to do a submission-only match. I mean, you're a very submission-oriented grappler. Like, what do you like about this style of grappling?
I love submission only because that's like my kind of jiu-jitsu style, you know? Like, I always chase the submission. I think the points are the consequence of getting, like, good positioning to attack the submission. So I think that's, like, what makes me more excited. I don't have to worry about the points or anything. I can just chase the submission until I get it. And, like, 15 minutes should be enough.
All right, let's go over to Connor. We got any questions for him?
Yeah, we do. Actually, Bia, I'd love to start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about your first match on Who's Number One over Luisa Montero? What'd you learn from that, and what are you going to be taking into this match from it?
So first time that I competed was against Luisa, and it was pretty interesting because at the first 5 minutes, I didn't really got to engage in the fight, and then as soon as I hear that like the judge was favoring to her, and then it made me like turn on and chase it for it. Then I passed the guard, almost took the back. Like, unfortunately, I didn't got the submission on that one, but it made me like feel more exciting. Like after like noticing like every 5 minutes they tell like who they favoring at, and made me turn on and get more experience for this match for sure.
Awesome. And one for you as well, Liz. You faced ADCC champions. You faced Nogi world champs on Who's Number One. Where's Bia rank as far as your toughest opponent so far?
I think it's a very different kind of tough. If you look at basically everybody else I've fought, you know, Gabby Garcia and even some of the other girls, there's a significant size difference. Even when I'm, you know, bulking up and trying to get big, I'm still significantly smaller. Obviously, this is a hard fight, but it's in a different way. We're a similar size. I think that it's going to be more of a – you're going to get to see the actual jiu-jitsu come out more versus seeing, you know, both people playing jiu-jitsu, but there's a size difference, and so that it changes how the fight goes and how the fight looks. So, you know, Bia is very aggressive and pushes it forward, so I think it's also going to be more exciting because you're not going to have the stalling and that type of thing that – you run into a lot, especially when there's a size difference, and having that size difference, it makes it harder to be able to push it because like you can't just pick them up when they're significantly bigger than you. So I think that it's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be pushing, but I couldn't rank it because there's just so many different factors to how my other fights were.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, so this will be the second match of the main card. Bia Mesquita versus Elizabeth Clay going down at featherweight. Up next, we will have Alan Sanchez and Mika Galvao. Thanks. All right, welcome back to the official press conference for Tezos Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This will be the third match of the main card. On my right, Alan Sanchez, EBI champ from 10th Planet. On my left, Mika Galvao, ADCC Trials champion. First off, I'll go with you, Alan. I mean, Mika, a lot of hype around him, 18 years old, won Worlds at Black Belt, ADCC Trials winner. Like, what do you think of Mika going into this?
Yeah, I definitely think he's a beast. He's like obviously a really good opponent, so I think it's like a really good matchup to have, you know, like when you're trying to be the best, these are the matches you want.
So Mika, Alan comes from sort of a different scene than you. I mean, you grew up in the IBJJF scene, like EBI champ from 10th Planet and everything. What do you know about Alan?
You know, I know he's a very strong opponent. I think that he comes with lots of victories over big names, like he just fought and won EBI against Taza, John Combs, Pablo Lavazelli, those well-known names. And I'm pretty sure that his game is a very forward game, so I can expect something else than a very good match on Sunday.
So, Alan, I mean, how do you think you match up stylistically with Mika? How do you think your jiu-jitsu matches up with him?
Stylistically, I think it's a really fun match because I think we're both guys that like gonna try to like make connections and like go for it, and we both want the submission for sure. So I think stylistically, it's a sick match for us and for the fans.
Same question for you, Mika. How do you think you match up with him?
As I said, he said before, I think that it's a pretty interesting match. I think we both look for the same stuff. We don't like to just like hold the fight and try to stall for the whole time. I think that those 15 minutes, we're always going to be every single second looking for the submission. I think that's what the public likes.
All right, let's go over to Connor. I'm sure we got some questions for these guys.
We do have a few questions. Alan, I wanted to be able to start with you. We've seen plenty of 10th Planet athletes, both on Who's Number One and in Who's Next. What have you thought about 10th Planet's showing so far on the series? And, what makes you stand out as an athlete as compared to some of your teammates?
Man, from what I've seen on the Who's Number One, 10th Planet, they always get, like, super tough, like, top of the cream of the crop matchups. And, I feel like this is no different, So, yeah, we always just come through. We bring it the whole time. They're always like tough to tap. Just the quality everybody wants in this style of matchup. So, or this format. So, I don't know. As far as what separates me from them, we're all our own grapplers. So I'm not like looking to be anybody else but just myself.
Awesome. Mika, we had one for you as well. Obviously, you've been to Who's Number One plenty of times, but I believe this is the first time you've been able to drag along the squad with you. You got Diogo, you got Fabricio. What's the travel been like? What's it like having your friends and teammates around? Just give us a little bit of that.
It's pretty different, the feeling of having your whole team here fighting. I grew up with those guys there. They're just like part of my family. And it would be kind of not sad, but it wouldn't be the same feeling when I would just like compete by myself and Diogo would be sometimes watching the back there and my dad would be coaching. But now as the three of us are here, I think it's a very interesting and a very good feeling. I'm very happy and I'm just so excited to see them fighting more. I can't explain the feeling. I'm just like, man, I want to see everybody fighting that night.
That's awesome. One more for you, Mika. Specifically, we had a match last time on Who's Number One with you versus Dante Leon. I would love to hear, a few months later, what your thoughts on that match were. Any holes in your own game plan that you've been trying to fill. Just love to hear about it.
I think that on that match specifically, some people thought that I was, having a very bad wrestling game, because most of the time Dante was trying to take me down, but actually I wasn't really paying too much attention for the takedowns. I was more going for the submission. Of course, Dante's a very tough opponent. I know. The moment I stepped on that mat over there, I knew it would be a war, but I was always like trying to look for the submission. I think that maybe the Mika from that Who's Number One changed a little bit. Now I'm probably a little more aware of the situation, not only for the heifers, because I know that Who's Number One, you always try to look for the submission, but also the people from the outside, sometimes they don't know it. So I always try to make sure that the result is not only possible for the referees to see, but also for the people from the outside. So probably the Mika is more well aware of the public and well aware of the rules itself.
Alan, what did you think about his match with Dante and Who's Number One?
I don't remember too much. I remember like he got taken down like right away, and then he like threw up like a quick armbar, and then Dante kind of just like did like one of those little shake-offs. And then it seemed like not too much happened after that, and then he won. Seemed like based off of that one armbar attempt. I remember that like people were definitely like you said, like a lot of people thought Dante won, but Who's Number One's all about the submission attempts.
Any more questions for these guys, Connor?
Yeah, I would actually love to hear from both of you your prediction for our main event: Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena. Who do you think takes the win?
Can I give the honor to Alan first?
Well, I'm not always crazy about like picking matches, because like that's why we have the matches. We get to find out, but it's kind of tough not to pick Gordon for sure.
So for me, I think that tomorrow it's basically gonna be a mental war. When you talk about tough grapplers, of course, always comes to your mind the highest level of grapplers, and Gordon, Felipe are always on the top grades over there. I think that between Gordon and Felipe, Felipe is the only guy that beat Gordon twice, But right now it's like a different phase. I think that Gordon's at a very good phase, and let's see if tomorrow who's those fighters are going to be able to use that mental strength to overcome each other. We're going to see who has more will to win. And just as a fan, expecting from the outside, I don't expect nothing else than a show, and I just want to see a very good fight.
All right, this will be our third match of the main card tomorrow night. Remember, the event kicks off 8 o'clock Central Time. Up next will be this co-main event, Rafael Lovato Jr. and Nicholas Meregali. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the official press conference for Tezos, who's number one, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire. This is your co-main event. On my left, Nicholas Meregali. On my right, Rafael Lovato Jr., father of twins. Congratulations, Rafael. This will be a co-main event, Nicholas's third no-gi match. First off, Lovato, what did you think of Nicholas's previous two who's number one matches?
Oh, I was very impressed, especially at how quickly he was excited to wrestle, and hand fight and bang a little bit. He's looking good.
How about you, Nicholas? How do you feel about your first two matches? How do you feel about the results?
So I would like to do. I would like to have make a better job, but it's part of the process. It was. I had only 2 no-gi mats in my career, and I'm still building my no-gi game. Of course, I have the best support. Professor John is building my game, giving me the best instruction possible, and we have time until WCC to I think 7 weeks around that, and then show up 6 weeks. 6 weeks. And show up in the best shape possible and technique possible as well.
So you're fighting Lovato, a very established competitor, gi, no gi, but also in MMA. How do you think you compare to him in a no gi?
Man, I'm super curious to see how can I manage that situation. Actually, I never had that experience in a no-gi level, but I have in the gym, like the top guys in the planet, so I know what is coming from Lovato. So super excited. I know that I can do a great job tomorrow.
So Rafael, where do you think you have the advantage here? Where do you think you're better than Nicholas in this match?
I've definitely wrestled more than what he's wrestled. But a lot of it is also very interesting for me because it's a kind of a weird situation. Everyone I usually compete against at this stage, there's a lot of footage, and so Nicholas only having a couple matches, there's a lot of positions and situations he hasn't been put into yet. So, I'm definitely curious to see, if we get in a couple of these spots, what his reaction is going to be, how he's going to move, and what kind of games he's going to look to play. So I'm sure he has a great strategy. Of course, he's training, great place, the right people. But I am more experienced, right? Everyone's going to say that. A lot of times it's a nice way to say that I'm older than everybody here, right? But it's good. I'm still hungry. And, I've been competing against black belt absolute world champions now for almost 2 decades. Gone against the best of the best generation after generation. And so I'm really excited to just be out there with, a young, great champion once again.
Yeah, Nicholas, you've done a lot of wrestling in your first 2 no-gi matches. You going to try and take Rafael down tomorrow night?
Yeah, for sure. And I hope I gotta make a good job tomorrow. So the hand fighting has improved, my shot in the legs has improved, my finishing also is getting better every single week. So this is gonna be, I think, my game plan for the first 5 minutes. We have 50 minutes match, so the pace counts a lot, experience counts as well. But I do have a lot of experience, so I'm not like just starting compete. I have like years and years living that sport. So I know that I will do an incredible job. So, and takedown for sure will be my main shot. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but let's see. Now that Lovato is more experienced than me on the feet, but yeah, I'm here just to like improve. As I said in the last press conference, for me, who's number one in that period of my career has been one more training outside the gym. So this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow, because my main goal is HCC. Obviously everybody here are seeking for the same goal, and I just started and I know I can conquer everything I want.
All right, so this match is the heavyweight division, but these guys weighed in pretty similar. Lovato at 223.8, Nicholas exactly 1 pound heavier at 224.8. Let's kick it over to Connor with fan questions.
Awesome. First off, I would love to field a question to Nicholas. Both of you are some of the competitors that probably have the most film available for anyone to watch and game plan against. Specifically, we saw Lovato on Who's Number One once before versus Gilbert Burns. I wanted to know if you've watched that match, what you thought about it, and if there's anything you've gleaned from his no-gi game that you're taking into tomorrow. Excuse me.
Yes, I watched that the fight was a very like back-to-back fight. Durinho got better of last 5 minutes, I think, in that situation. Lovato, basically what I got realized on his game, he has a kind of old school game in the no-gi as well. His wrestling is pretty tough, so I will set up a strategy having those points as my baseline and then see what can I do. I think that mix that we're gonna have tomorrow about, I have some kind of old style game as well, but I'm like very flow, I could say. I work in both areas, new style and old school game. So Lovato has more the old school game, so we can make some thing very interesting for the guys tomorrow. His wrestling obviously is better than me, but we can make something like super nice on the ground. This is what I'm expecting for tomorrow.
And you never know. I might come out with some flying arm locks, maybe an Eminari roll, buggy choke if I get put in a bad place, I got some tricks up my sleeve too.
Lovato's calling the buggy choke. You hear to hear first. Well, actually, we had another question similar. Meregali's had 2 Who's Number One matches recently. What have you gleaned from them? What have you saw? And what are you going to be taking into from those matches to tomorrow?
Like I said, I was impressed with how much he was looking to wrestle, and his hand fighting looked good. He's tall, he's big, he's athletic, he's technical, he's going to be confident. He's working with the right people. I know he's gonna bring it. Those guys obviously weren't really putting him in any bad situations or anything, so it's hard to see very much. He didn't really spend much time on his back playing any guard. So there's still a lot of things to discover, but he's fought the best of the best in the gi for a long time. Here's a little interesting note for everybody. I'm a fan first and foremost, and I love to learn. I can look at everybody and see how we're all so similar. Like, our passion is jiu-jitsu, is martial arts. Do love, and we're trying to make our mark, and at the same time help others. These guys have academies and their teachers and everything. I've been running my academy now for 13 years, and I love to bring guys out to outside of my team to teach seminars, and so I can learn, my students can learn from him. And we actually had several conversations and messages last year. I was working on bringing him out for a seminar. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but that's how I'm a fan. I'm not too big to just act like I just want to kill everybody. When we step on the mat and they're on the other side, yeah, I want to try to kill them, but in a nice way, right? But I also want to learn. I also want to learn from them, and I'm a big fan of Meregali's style, his left hand in the collar. He likes to play a lot of the old school game that I like to play too in the gi, and I wanted to bring him out for a seminar, and it didn't happen. But now we're here. Now we'll get to scrap before we actually train, but maybe we'll get to train one day too.
Nicholas, anything you want to say before we get out of here? Anything you want.
Where are we going to dinner?
So we almost had a seminar last year or this year. I don't remember when it happened, but man, so this is the way I'm like taking care of this fight. I'm not talking shit. I'm respecting a lot of Lovato because I know how much work he put in the game. Gi no Gi MMA, so he's American legend. He deserves a lot of respect, and this is the way I manage a fight. And like tomorrow, we're gonna have a great match. It's not about like left hand on the collar, but it could be some left hand on the collar tie, and you can figure it out tomorrow. And yeah.
You said you've been respectful about it. Do you miss talking shit?
A little bit.
Yeah.
So the fight gets more interesting when we have like some kind of rivalry. I know that people like to act more polite, more friendly, because it's good for the brand. So if you are a fake guy, you can make everybody love you. But everybody loves you, but like it doesn't help too much the industry. You should put your emotions in the fight outside the mat to bring more numbers. This is why Gordon and Pena has bringing the biggest numbers in our sport, in our entire story. So yeah, I do like to do it as well, and I hope have some great opponent in the future to do the same.
Yeah, funny story the other day. I said, Nicholas, you look sad. What's going on? He said, man, I don't get to talk any shit in this match, so I'm a little bit down.
That was true. I was so upset.
Rafael, what do you think about the main event, Gordon and Pena, before we get out of here?
I'm hoping I can see it finish before I just can't take it anymore and I got to go home and get back to my babies. So just try not to take more than 45 minutes, guys.
All right, here's the co-main event, Rafael Lovato Jr. and Nicholas Meregali. Up next, the main event, Gordon Ryan, Felipe Pena. Thanks, guys. All right, welcome back to the official press conference for Tezos Who's Number One, presented by Fat Tire. This is your main event for the Who's Number One heavyweight title. On my left, Gordon Ryan. On my right, Felipe Pena. So you guys have fought 2 times. Felipe is 2-0. Gordon, the last 2 matches were in 2016 and 2017. How is this one going to be different than those?
Completely different in every way. Felipe thinks he's fighting the same guy from those 2 years, and that's just not what it's going to be at all. So I'm very excited for this.
What do you have to say to that?
Man, I don't think I'm fighting the same guy from 2016, you know. I think he improved a lot, but I think I'm going to beat him tomorrow, so let's find out in one day.
So, Gordon, you said that things are going to be different because you're a different guy. Why is it? How have things changed with you, with Felipe, and why do you think that it's going to go down like that?
Well, Felipe's the same guy, and I'm just better in every position than I was. I'm a completely different grappler. And if you look at Felipe's most recent matches, he's pretty much just the same guy he was back then. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Felipe, so he says you're still the same guy as 2017. What do you have to say about that?
And it's like Gordon talks, you know. Like everyone is bad at jiu-jitsu. He's the only guy who's good at jiu-jitsu. So I'm used to that, you know. I don't get I don't bring actually what he say, you know, because he say a lot of things just for the media. But whatever, we're gonna know very soon.
All right, Felipe. So I mean, yeah, like they said, you're gonna know soon. About 24 hours to the match. Where are you better than Gordon? Where are you gonna be able to beat him at tomorrow?
And I think I'm better than him in everything beside maybe he's stronger than me, you know, and the leg lock games. But I think I have a better guard, a better passing, you know, take it down. Let's see tomorrow, you know. I'm pretty sure he's gonna try take me down and play on top because it's what he's been doing on the last couple matches, you know. But let's see. If he's better than me, then everything, I'm the same guy. He can pull guard as well because he can pull guard in the beginning of the match and sweep me, you know. He's better than me, everything. He's not the same, I'm the same, so.
I have a passing instructional I have to market, so we're going to test that guard tomorrow.
Yeah, so Gordon, he just said that he's basically better than you everywhere except for leg locks, and you're stronger than him. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I'm definitely stronger than him, and the only thing he's better at is losing. That's about it. If he tries to stand with me, he'll get exhausted. If he plays top position, he's going to get swept. And if he plays bottom position, I'm going to run past his guard and then just pin him helplessly, chest to chest, for as long as I want, and then let him out of there when he's ready.
You think he's underestimating you, Felipe?
I don't think if he actually believes what he says, you know. Like a lot of times he says just to look tough, but I see his hands, he's shaking, you know. So, don't know, let's see tomorrow. But I don't actually believe he believes what he say for this match, you know. I think there is a lot of pressure on him. I'm really light, so ready to do my jiu-jitsu. So, let's see.
He says you don't believe what you're saying and that your hands are shaking. You got anything you want to say to that?
He can say whatever he wants. Just look at our most recent matches.
Yeah, let's talk about your most recent match, the Pedro match. Pedro Moreno, his teammate, you went out and finished him with the rear naked choke. How do you feel about that match looking back on it?
I think Pedro actually beats Pena in most rule sets right now. And I'm pretty sure that Pena trained pretty hard with him recently. And I'm not sure it was great for his confidence because Pedro probably beat him up or at least stalled him out. And Pedro literally couldn't hit a single offensive movement on me for 25 minutes. So.
Yeah, Felipe, what are your opinions on that match? I know you didn't like some things about it.
No, like I said on the interviews, you know, was just one more thing that Gordon did that I don't agree, you know, like passing the hand on his head, you know. And I know
that's
going to
happen tomorrow
say,
as well.
Like, do it tomorrow, man. I will do the same, you know. You said I did the knee in your face the first match. I will do it again tomorrow. So
from bottom mount.
From any place, man. I'm here just to make you really angry, you know, and tap you. So let's see. But he should expect people do that to him, you know, because he talk a lot of shit. He act like that. So Pedro's a nice kid, you know. He doesn't talk shit. Actually, the opposite. He respect him.
Actually, he talked a lot of shit in 2017 or 2018, and then I broke his leg in 2019, and then he stopped talking shit after I broke his leg.
Man, no one remembers, man, what is 2017.
I remember.
You, man.
I remember.
Have like
Trust
a Bible.
me, I remember.
It's everything you write on the internet's like big Bible. No one can read. Everyone's like sleep, you know. That's crazy. You're like a computer, man. Spend some time besides Instagram or cell phone. It'll be good for you.
Or training, right? Just like hanging out in Mykonos,
training, yeah.
going to the beach, surfing.
Go to the beach, go to Mykonos, whatever you want to do it, man. It's actually nice, you know. And when you want to take care of business, take care, but...
Get thrown through a table after that.
Yeah, can be. Maybe it's you tomorrow.
All right, Gordon, so you were saying in an interview yesterday you think Felipe's being kind of hypocritical, that he talks about you with the trash talk, but he trash talks to you also.
He literally has been talking shit for like the last 5 years. He's like, yeah, I don't like this shit talk. You literally have like hundreds of photos of me memed onto a fat baby. What do you mean you don't like to talk shit? You talk shit the whole time.
Man, it's what I said, you know. I don't like to start, but I actually I like him talk shit, you know. Like, I love when he talks shit, you know. Like, even tomorrow, like, even yesterday, he posted a picture like huge, boo. And say, oh, my chubby baby grow. That's nice. And I send like
me and Pena talk to each other all the times on DMs, by the way.
Yeah.
He beat Wagner, and I'm like, man, I hope you're not gonna come in with that strategy because it's just not gonna work at all. We just go back and forth in DMs, you know, all day long.
Like after Wagner, he talk a lot of shit on the internet, but on inbox he said, man, but you did good guard and you had a good back control and back submission, man. Congrats. Like he's like crazy, you know. Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's a douchebag.
He has good back takes, he has good control, and he has good mechanics. But everything else he's terrible.
Illustrate, you know. Like these guys you always see on the internet, it's not actually him, you know. I don't know. I am actually him, but I am what I am, you know. But this guy's not. So whatever. I like him. He's he's my baby, you know. Like I have a lot of love for him, and but sometimes you know when your baby do something wrong, you need to actually put in the right place, you know, and like education. You know, I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Gordon, you're not too fond of him calling you the chubby baby, are you?
It just doesn't make any sense. He just sounds like an idiot. I'm literally 6'2", 230 pounds, jacked with an 8-pack, and Pena's like a little chubby guy. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like,
little chubby guy. So these guys are both coming in about the same size. Felipe winning 228.6, Gordon 227.8, so about almost a pound lighter than Felipe. But I mean, yeah. I mean, let's hear. What are your predictions for tomorrow? About 24 hours from the match. How do you think it goes down, Felipe?
Man, about the weight, you know, like I said, he do everything to talk shit on the internet. Like right before the win, he took it out the shoes, you know. There is no weight in why the guy took it out the shoes, just to look a little couple pounds lighter, you know. That's crazy for me.
I had to make the 240 weight limit that you imposed.
Man, I said 110 kilos. I
Yeah.
weighed like 96
Yeah,
kilos. I said, let's
240.
do 100 kilos.
He thought I was
no.
cutting from
Let's do
270.
105 kilos. No. Okay, let's do 110 kilos. Okay, let's do it. You weigh like 103 kilos, man. Why you crying about this? And on the internet,
I'm not
say,
crying.
Oh,
It's just
Felipe has
it's just
to
funny
make
you thought I
weight.
was cutting from
I
like
asked
270.
110 kilos. You weighed like 103, bro. What are you talking about?
It's just funny that you enacted a weight class, but the first time we fought when you were 40 pounds heavier, that was fine.
Yeah, 40 pounds heavy, man. I was not.
How heavy were you the
Stop,
first
stop,
time?
man.
210? I was
don't know,
170.
maybe 10 pounds heavy.
Oh, 2016,
Man,
you don't remember, I
choose
forgot.
was in your country, your rules, like 1 hour submission only.
My country,
I got
what are we
there
going
because
to
they
war?
pay me a good
What does
money
it
and I
matter where it
submit
is?
you, man.
I also agreed
I
to
got
fight
there
you in
your rule
Italy.
and I submit you. What
You
you talk
changed
about
it. You
me?
changed the
10,
country.
you
You
choose
changed.
everything.
You added a weight class.
Of
I agreed to
course,
fight
man,
you in
no
Italy.
one- No, no,
You
no one
changed
wants to
you
see
changed the
like
country.
A two match, a 2 hours match. You know, you saw the last event. The match before was no. I slept on the. I almost didn't see Pedro fighting. You know, because it was a really boring match. And you asked for this match as well. Oh, no time limit. I said, man, let's do 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. No time limit. Okay, man. If tomorrow is like 4 hours, everyone's gonna sleep there, and let's do it.
It won't be 4
I don't
hours.
care,
It'll
you know,
be
you
however
choose.
long I get
You
bored.
choose. You choose the
traumatizing
rules.
you.
As
Then I'll
always,
finish
you
it.
know, like a little kid. You choose.
Gordon, your prediction for tomorrow?
It's gonna end up with Felipe playing on bottom. He's got a better guard than Pedro, so it'll be a little bit more annoying to pass. And then I'll eventually get chest to chest. And once I get chest to chest, there's literally 0% chance that Felipe ever recovers unless I allow him to. And then he'll become exhausted. Hopefully he doesn't tap from just pressure and smothering. And then whenever I get bored, and I have to do it under 45 minutes because Lovato asked, so I will honor that. And then we'll get him out of there before 45 minutes. So I'm ready for it.
All right, let's kick it over to the fan questions. Connor, we got any questions for these guys?
We absolutely have quite a few questions for these guys. First off, I'd love to start off. Obviously, there's a bunch of money on the line here. Maybe we can start with Felipe and then go to Gordon. What are you going to spend the money on when you win, Felipe?
How I'm gonna spend the money when I win? Man, I'm gonna win a lot of money, you know. He put like 100K as well, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to think. It's a lot of money. Not sure yet.
Well, with the amount of money that Pena put up, I'm probably just going to fill up my gas tank on the way back to Austin, and then I'll be out of fucking money. So.
Awesome. Gordon, another question for you. Your shtick recently has been drawing out the envelopes beforehand, calling your shot, handing it in to the commentator, and then we open it afterwards and see if you got the submission that you wanted. Is that the game plan with this match?
I have a little something planned. I just need to wait and see if Mike Sears can get something printed for me, and then if that happens, then it's confirmed.
We're on it. I got somebody on it. We're going to have it printed. Next question, Connor?
Absolutely.
That's funny. He write on the paper something, and when he does, sorry guys, I couldn't do it. And the next match, he writes something, and oh, sorry guys, I didn't do it. And then for showing you one match, you're gonna actually make it right. Oh, I'm the goal.
I've actually only gotten it wrong one time ever, out of like 5 or 6 times, and it was because I called the fake submission. And when someone in the crowd started yelling at me that I wasn't able to finish him, I just said, okay, I'll finish him something else, and then just immediately took his back and finished him. So, unlike you, who fought Wagner and literally couldn't hit a single move on him the whole time, and then finally finished him in overtime.
Awesome. Felipe, we also have another question for you, specifically about ADCC. I was curious what you thought about the Andrey Galvao versus Gordon Ryan super fight. What's your call for it? What do you think about it? I'd love to hear it.
Man.
He's still recovering from the table incident, so we don't know if he's going to give a good answer for this one.
That's why he's a little kid, you know. Man, I think Galvão gonna come strong, you know, like he has a really good mental as well. He doesn't get on this game like mental game Gordon does, you know.
You don't really believe that, do you? He got smacked in the face and he didn't do anything. That's your answer? He's mentally strong? Come on.
Man, do you want to answer or? I'm cheering for Galvão, you know. I think it'll be a good match. Galvão play really good in ADCC game, you know. I hope he smash the hell of Gordon and win the match. But I think Galvão definitely have a better takedown game than Gordon, you know. So I hope Galvão can take him down, you know, and play the game and win. But I don't think Gordon will sweep Galvão. But definitely be a tough match, you know. Like Gordon can win as well, but I think Galvão has a better game for ADCC.
What do you think about that, Gordon?
Well, first of all, when Andrey sees what I'm going to do to Pena tomorrow, he's just going to fake an injury and not show up. And then the person who actually draws the short stick here is Mo, because Mo won't be able to replace Andrey with Pena because he just got the shit beat out of him so bad. They're going to have to find a separate replacement for the Andrey match. So we'll get through tomorrow and then see what Andrey decides to do.
All right, we're just about running out of time. I'll let you guys both say something to close it out. Gordon, what do you want to say?
I think after tomorrow, all haters around the globe and the country of Brazil may need to have like a national holiday for what is about to happen to Felipe.
Man, I think after tomorrow, Gordon should shoot down his Instagram, you know, because he talks so much crap. It'll be like crazy how people gonna go over him after he lose, you know, and that looks the same for me than 2016, 2017, you know. And doesn't matter, it can be like 2025, 2030. He always gonna talk, oh, I lose because of something, and it'll be the same, you know. So he gonna lose tomorrow.
Any reply to that before we get going?
Well, every time everybody loses to me, they just say they haven't trained. But Felipe made the mistake yesterday of saying that he was fully trained, had a perfect camp, and did everything perfect.
How was your camp? It's perfect?
That was perfect, yeah. Okay. It was good. It was good. We'll see what he has to say tomorrow. I'm sure Felipe's camp was perfect, training with random guys in Brazil and Servio. So that should be plenty to get him ready for me.
Man, the first match we did, like Gordon said, the rules, said everything, and I agree because Mo paid me a good money on the time.
Well, actually agreed, and then you changed rules and then tried to change it again,
and
which
then,
Mo can confirm, by the way.
And then he paid me a good money, and then I said, right after beat him, okay, now I want to challenge you for a gi match, you know? And he said, oh, okay, I just need a few months to train. I still waiting the gi match, man. Where's your word?
All right.
Where's your word?
Sometime next year, you will.
I have actually video saying, oh, I'm gonna be the best in gi, I'm gonna be the best in the gi, and I'm gonna be the best in MMA.
Are you willing?
And now you keep saying, oh, I never said I'm gonna be the best.
Are you willing to? Are you willing to do a 10-1 odds match in the gi? You put up $100,000, I'll put up 10.
I'm doing in MMA. Let's do it. MMA.
You're just talking about the gi.
No, MMA.
You think you beat him in the gi?
But how about basketball too, right?
Let's do MMA. I'm not an MMA fighter. You're not. Is that
retired
actually
from the
better
gi, right?
for
You're
you?
still waiting for the gi match, but now you
would be good, man. Right? People pay a lot of good money.
We can do 10-1 odds.
Huh?
You can put up $100,000.
Let's do MMA.
I can put up 10.
We can start right now.
We can do basketball
we
too.
Do it this.
Another sport I don't practice.
They pay me good.
We can do basketball right now.
MMA, you can play jiu-jitsu.
So that's a no, I guess, for 10-1 odds in the gi.
All right, so this is the main event for the Who's Number One heavyweight title. Tezos, Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Felipe Pena, presented by Fat Tire, going down at 8 o'clock Central Time, Sunday, August 7th. Thanks, guys. We're holding up Mika's seminar.